Sophia, and I'm a youth advisor for Girl Up USA, and I'm here to introduce and moderate the pitch competition. Three youth leaders will be presenting their pitch to harness their power for social change to a panel of experts and their peers. Each of you, the girls in this room, will be making the final decision on who is awarded the various award levels through a live anonymous voting process. $500 for third place, $750 for second place, and $1,000 for first place. Isn't this exciting? So be sure to take notes with the notebook in your tote bag to be the best evaluator of funds and keep an open mind. Before we begin, I would like to introduce our three judges for today. The first judge is this year's Summit keynote speaker and former Miss Teen USA, published author, philanthropist, and so much more, Uma Sophia Srivastava. The second judge is a writer, activist, and Girl Up Teen Advisor co-chair. As a first-generation Ghanaian American, she serves on the Mansfield, Texas Youth Council and demonstrates her passion for menstrual equity and global education through her school's self-founded Girl Up Club. Please welcome Lillian. Our final judge is the Chief Revenue Officer of Title Boxing Club and the co-founder of Box Union. Her passion for fitness and business IQ clearly shines through in her co-founding of Box Union, a now prominent name in the global fitness industry. Please give a warm welcome to Felicia Alexander. Without further ado, let's get started with our first speaker, Isabella, who will be talking about AI policy and innovation.
Ensuring the safety for all girls online. I'm excited to introduce an initiative aimed to achieve this goal. So there is no doubt that girls, especially Swifties, we are ready to protect ourselves from the dangers of the digital world. It has shown time and time again that girls stand against cyberbullying, hate speech, misogynistic behavior on social media. A prime example is the movement on X or Twitter that is called #Protect Taylor Swift. This movement started after Taylor Swift targets sexually explicit, non-consensual deepfake images made using artificial intelligence. Swift fans quickly reported the content, leading to a temporary block on searches for her name. Once Swift's fame helped bring this issue to the public eye, women and girls worldwide face a similar abuse regularly. But what are deepfakes? Deepfakes are realistic-looking fake videos or images created using advanced AI technology. This AI manipulates existing media to take it appear or someone is doing or saying something that they never did. Next slide, please. Next slide. The Protect Taylor Swift movement succeed with X banning the users who publish the non-consensual images, thanks to a global advocacy of Swifties. However, we must recognize that the community support alone is not enough. We need education and policies to protect everyone. Not every girl has millions of fans on their account. Indeed, according to Women in International Security, 95% of deepfakes target women and girls, which contributes to misinformation, privacy violation, and psychological harm. Next slide. So this is my proposal. We are gonna create a Keep Girls Safe Online integrated gender lens in AI policy. That is not to say that we don't have policy there, but it lacks gender purpose, which three main focus: education, policy, and support. Next slide, please. So we are gonna create an extension browser that is not an app, but it's just a tool that you can use to support online. Next slide. So how does it work? First is an installation setup. Users can easily install the browser in their phones and their laptops through Firefox or Chrome. During this setup, users will be using to configuring the privacy settings and personalize the extension and their needs. This is real-time monitoring. Once installing the extension, runs to the background, monitoring web pages in real time for harmful content protection threats. This also helps to alerts and warnings. If the extension detects any harmful behavior or content, it will immediately alert the user with a pop-up notification. So how does it help? It has three main purposes: educational resources, community support, and regular updates. And the innovation comes with your help. We are going to have different volunteers from the GitLab community to create workshops online. Also, we are going to allow more people to participate in these educational resources, such as experts. So the market analysis. We are going to do this project not only for women and girls, content creators, students, and professionals, but also we are going to include boys and professors. So this business model includes sustainability, free access to basic content, and the premium workshops and certifications are going to cost a fee. The revenue are going to come from premium content and workshops, and the cost content creations for the creation from the platform development and marketing. The funding next is seeking $1,000 for the initial development and marketing. Next slide. Next slide, please. And the impacts and benefits. The expected outcomes are increased awareness and skills among women and girls leading to a safer online environment. The social impact, empowerment of women and girls, reduction of online harassment and abuse, and success metrics, number of participants, reduction of abuse cases, user certifications rate. As we conclude, remember this: we will not only protect our favorite girl, Taylor Swift online, but also all girls, because every girl deserves to feel safe and secure online. By protecting girls, we are ensuring that everyone can benefit from a digital connectivity without fear or intimidation. Thank you.
Thank you, Isabella. Our second speaker is Ivy, who will be discussing empowering immigrants through knowledge and support.
Hi everyone, my name is Ivy and I am the founder of iLearn US. So what is iLearn US? It is essentially a centralized app that will act as an information hub to guide and support immigrants in navigating life in the United States in a language setting of their native tongue. And it will provide services such as health, household activities, finances, English language learning, as well as career services and navigation. So, show of hands, who here is a first-gen or went to college? Yes, me too. So we understand how daunting and isolating it can feel to feel like we're constantly behind. And I founded iLearn US because for the last 2 decades, I've observed that my Bengali immigrant parents are just 2 of 46 million immigrants who struggle to adjust to the United States and still lack a guidance support system. And they constantly have questions that I'm not always going to research, support them with, and answer, despite being in the US for over 20 years now. And the problem is that the US houses the largest immigrant population in the entire world. However, my parents and many of our own relatives are just part of the 85% of immigrants who feel extreme stress and a lack of support. So the team that works on ILM US in order to support these immigrants is myself, a first-gen rising junior at Boston University, who is studying a degree in marketing and business analytics. And my advisors are Ashley Austin, who's a community operations specialist right here at Chief, actually, and she has been helping me and my company for the last few months, as well as my advisors at the previous institution, Business Incubator for Foundry. And I am also part of the BU's Innovation Pathway, which grants funding and mentorship to student ventures. And currently, I am a solo founder, but I'm always looking to expand my team and recruiting ambitious, community-oriented, and social impact-driven individuals. So to combat the lack of my unified support system, ILM US provides stressed immigrants with strategic technology-enabled support to cultivate their confidence and security for a well-informed life in the United States. And the way the application works is fairly simple. It consists of 3 clear steps. Each guide provides detailed instructions on navigating aspects of the categories like career, such as creating a resume or using LinkedIn, and guides are regularly updated and expanded on based on feedback from surveys that request more desired sources. And I've conducted about 60 consumer discovery interviews since February 2023, and when asked how important is accessibility to resources to you on a scale of 1 to 10, the average answer was 9.2 out of 10. But when asked how satisfied are you with the amount of support that the U.S. provides for immigrants, the average answer was a staggering low of 3.4 out of 10. So one of the interviewees stated that she felt like she, quote, barely knows anything, which poses the question, how would you feel if you had to start over completely in a new country? So my total addressable market is the total number of immigrant service mobile app users, and the service obtainable market is based in my home state of New York. And then boiling that down to the New York City metropolitan area, the total number of immigrant service mobile app users is about 1.1 million. And my revenue model consists of an affiliate partnership with banks, which every person that ILM US connects through the financial literacy section, the bank will pay the company a referral fee. And there will also be an annual membership fee based on the willingness to pay for the app, which from the interviews is around $1 to $4. And lastly, I will partner with state and local government organizations, specifically ones with heavy immigrant populations, looking to support them. And ILM US's biggest competitor is an app called iHello, which is an app for immigrants to find nearby health, professional, education, and housing services on a searchable app, and it's available in 6 different languages. But what sets ILM US apart is that it equips users with cutting-edge knowledge rather than solely providing them. And it is holistic with a larger range of services such as a live chat or interactive and humane support. And it will also be available in the top 10 spoken languages, and that number is going to grow as the business grows itself. So my target market is immigrants in states with dense immigrant populations, such as New York that I mentioned, as well as California right here, and Florida as well as New Jersey. And I also am targeting international higher education students, as well as expanding my target market to first-generation children and relatives of immigrants, because we're usually the ones who help out our immigrant parents, because we would not have a pipeline to something like this. And I will reach them through partnerships with local and state immigration agencies, like because they're collaborators, as well as utilizing digital and offline marketing strategies. So I began ideation and development back in December 2022 in my freshman year of college, and currently I'm still conducting customer discovery interviews to refine those prototypes. So I aim to have a final working minimum available product that can be used for beta testing by summer 2024. And this is the proposed cost structure. And once the venture is nearing the to-go-to-market stage with the application development itself and customer development taking priority. And to fund these costs, I would allocate potential grants from competitions just like this to continue customer discovery, surveys, and data capture, as well as recruiting a solid team to perform other important business functions. And here are just some resources that I've used. And to conclude, ILM US's goal is to ensure that immigrants have equitable access to essential resources, recognizing that such support not only facilitates their successful integration and empowerment, but also enriches our community's cultural diversity and economic strength. And this is personally important to me because I witnessed firsthand the struggles of my immigrant parents and want to create a resource that is not just for them, but for the millions of people that are just like them. And like Vivian said earlier, our consumer is the North Star. And going back to who we're serving is the greatest way to give back to communities that have shaped us into who we are today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivy. Our final speaker is Farija, who will be talking about empowering girls through sports innovation.
Good afternoon, Girl Love. Today I'm really grateful for the opportunity to discuss a cause that I am very passionate about, achieving gender equality in sports fields, or what I like to call leveling the playing field. So gender inequality in sports is a prevalent problem, but there's a lot to unpack. There's a lack of modern equipment, shortage of qualified coaches, and even a mental health crisis going on. So when I sat down to write this pitch, I asked myself, if I could go back in time, what did I wish I had? And it was made very clear that for many, pursuing a career in sports seems almost unfeasible. From a young age, our society nudges girls away from sports. What starts as enthusiastic participation slowly transitions to the sideline as academic pressures mount. So, hello everyone. My name is Farija, and I've had a really interesting relationship with sports. Next slide, please. So I'm going to embarrass myself here, but here's some baby pictures. I started swimming at the age of 2 and competing in the sport at the age of 5. And I loved my coach. She's the one over there in the middle. She made me feel like anything was possible. She would joke, Farija, you've got it. 20 years later, I know that I'm going to sit back in my rocking chair and I'm going to be watching you at the Olympics. Well, as I got older, my priorities started shifting. As a daughter of immigrant parents, I was assured that a future in sports was less stable than a traditional career path. So I traded swim practices for SAT classes, time in the gym with time to do competition math. And when I was no longer good, swimming was no longer something that I enjoyed, and I quit. And I quit on my teacher's dream. So the hard facts reveal the depth of this issue. On average, professional male athletes earn 21 times more than their female counterparts. Next slide, please. And in leagues where both men and women play, like soccer in the United States, females can earn a maximum of $200,000, while a male can earn over $650,000. But these financial barriers extend beyond professional pay. They include the cost of equipment, coaching, and travel, dissuading many families from supporting their daughters' athletic dreams. So to address these barriers, I propose a series of local sports clinics aimed specifically at young girls ages 6 to 18. This is the perfect age group for girls, especially to access and help their physical and emotional development. So children are developing their motor skills, and as they become adolescents, physical activity can help them develop healthy habits and manage their stress. But I want to bring these big city opportunities to smaller, underserved communities. These clinics will involve basic skills like agility training or a running clinic to teach proper form and pacing techniques. We can have dynamic stretching classes and also clinics for healthy eating and weight management. It's a vision of what's really possible. But this approach is completely community-centric. With our online platform, we can make these clinics accessible and impactful. You can find events that you are closest to, and you can connect with other girls on the platform, from girls you meet at these clinics to a fitness coach for some advice. We want to shift the paradigm that you can only be successful in sports if you come from a wealthy or sports background. All of a sudden, the girls have an entire community of coaches, personal trainers, and athletes lending their influence and inspiration to draw from. But here's what makes us truly unique. Unlike clubs like the YMCA or a private gym, these clinics are completely free. Yes, free, and they don't require membership. Furthermore, they're completely female-led. So they're organized by girls, for girls, so that we can again create a safe space. And lastly, they're targeted for small communities. People that live in big metropolitan areas like New York City or LA can easily go to run clubs or hot yoga, but I want to bring these to small towns like Cedar Key, Florida, or Bisbee, Arizona, or Ithaca, New York. By any chance, I doubt it, but is anyone from those small towns here? No, okay. Well, see, that's the whole point of why I'm trying to bring these causes and these ideas to these small towns. So the timeline is as follows. We'll begin by establishing this online community in the first few months, followed by launching our first clinics in the next few months, and then based on initial feedback, we plan to expand our reach. The prize amount awarded through this competition will help sustain this project. A significant percentage of the money will be invested in targeted marketing so that we can again build this diverse online community and guarantee that these clinics are visible. So in the short term, we expect to see a surge in sports participation among girls and enhanced community support for women's sports. But in the long term, the athletes will not only be stronger and healthier, they'll recognize their potential. The motion and the movement is on our side. Thanks to names like Alex Morgan and Caitlin Clark and Coco Goff, women's sports is gaining recognition. I wish that 10-year-old me had clinics like these so that I could rediscover the joy of training and also learn from a community of individuals how to manage both athletics and academics. But this program is for all the girls that were the last pick for dodgeball at recess. This program is for all the girls that quit a sport because of a toxic competitive culture. And this program is for all the girls that gave up on their dreams of being professional athletes. So if any of you resonated with any part of what I said today, together, let's make sports a level playing field for everyone. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Karija, and thanks again to all of our pitch competitors. Let's give them all a huge round of applause. And now I'd like to invite the candidates back to the stage for comments and questions from our esteemed judges. Uma Sophia, what were your thoughts and question about Isabella's pitch?
I thought your pitch was great. As someone who, has recently had to take more of an active position on social media, it's definitely an issue. I, by no means, am famous or anything like that, but just for 2 weeks when the news was really focused on that, I saw so many accounts popping up with pictures of me that I swear I've never taken. So it's really scary, and no matter who you are, even if you're a girl in high school that maybe has a issue with her friends, how scary that technology can become. So I think it's really incredible that you've come up with a way to address that. So I guess my question was, how exactly does the platform filter through what's real and what's not? How are you going to go about that?
Thank you so much for your comments, and I decided to touch on this topic. I'm focusing mainly in criminal justice and sport advocacy, and this is really new for me, but I really needed to say something about it because no country in the world has any AI policy yet, and the US is the only one that is taking actual steps to do something about it. And I decided to create this browser extension, not an actual app, because it's more expensive. And it's gonna, do you know Grammarly? That you don't really need to enter to the app and see to put it in every application. Do you just put it in your keyboard and it identifies the mistakes. It's gonna do the same, but with deepfakes of women and girls and also any other picture, fake news. But it's just an initial idea. It's going to do it step by step. Of course, it's really difficult to identify which is fake and which is not. But I think that is a necessary step to do it. And my idea is to do a scale-up project. It's going to start maybe in a specific state, and then it's going to go to national level.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
What were your thoughts and question about Ivy's pitch?
Wow, Ivy, thank you so much. Ivy, your pitch was genuinely so amazing. And like I mentioned in my bio, I am the daughter of immigrants. And so I related to a lot of things that you were talking about. And to see how much thought and just intentionality that was put into your pitch, the fact that a lot of things you already have mentors, you already have a whole plan and guide. So I was so impressed. I'm genuinely very impressed. But once again, tying back to my identity and my background. So growing up, I remember when my parents were studying for their citizenship test. And I remember like how much time it took out of the day, like they would sit down on the couch and they'd be reading the books and all this and that. And it's like, after like going through high school, I'm like, I don't even know the stuff that they were like looking at. Like, bro, like actually the education system failed me. But like, I guess like what I had, like what I was wondering for you is that, do you think you could kind of like incorporate some sort of like study guide in your app, like specifically for like people who are on their green cards, but they're looking to be citizens? Because there's so many people in my life, like my cousin, who also like, went through that process, and it can be very difficult, and there's like a lot of like lack of resources and support for that sense. So I was wondering if that's something you can incorporate in your program. I mean, in your app.
First of all, thank you so much for the kind words. And I did want to touch on that. It wasn't in my pitch, but when I spoke about the financial literacy portion of it, the way that the banks would like refer them is by the immigrants themselves or like the users themselves would take a self-assessment check, and that's how they like kind of boil down to what we need to know, what they want to do, and how they want to go about their financial journey. So that is something that will be integrated into the app, and it's not just for the financial literacy portion, it's for every single category that will be available. So I hope that answers the question.
Yes, that's great. Thank you so much.
Alicia, what were your thoughts and question about Bridget's pitch?
First of all, you all are unbelievable. And Veruja, I have tears in my eyes because I think that there is such a huge opportunity to reach young girls in sports in a number of different ways. And I, for one, always felt so defeated. This might date myself, but the presidential fitness test that was in play when I was growing up required a hanging on a bar for a period of time, a sit and reach, and just things that I was absolutely terrible at, and it made me feel really bad about myself. And now being somebody who owns, 128 different fitness facilities across the U.S., like my goal is to introduce people to boxing who would never have considered putting on gloves. So I'm obsessed with what you're doing and so excited to see your vision come to life. I think one of my questions would be, how are you thinking about going and recruiting the amazing female coaches similar to the swim coach who touched your life in these small communities where you'd like to roll out your clinics?
I think the perfect place to give this pitch is Girl Up, because we all have these unique experiences. When we go back to our communities, I know that if I sat down to have a conversation with every single girl in this room, they could have some similar story to relate to. So it's really relying on these fellow Girl Up, leaders to share their stories. And this isn't a one-man project, so asking them if they know people that would be interested. Because I know that I can go back home and ask this coach, and she'd be willing to join this effort and this movement, but we won't be able to accomplish anything by ourselves. So relying on people that we know, people that have touched our hearts and lives.
Thank you. And now it's time for you all to vote on the award placements of our speakers. By scanning the QR code above, you can anonymously place your vote for the award placements of our truly amazing speakers. And in first place, receiving $1,000, we have Ivy. Congratulations, pitch competitors, on your hard work and dedication. Y'all were put in a position to make a decision and distribute money to causes and efforts that can change the world. You can be the next funder for grants or venture capitalist, or even sponsor the next wave of change. Where the money goes matters. Thank you all for participating.